Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, September 18th, 2023 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is, I see the divine in me as I align and just be. And we have interesting astro going on, as usual. I find it all interesting. Like, I'm not just being like, it's interesting, being cryptic. Like, every day I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? It's exciting to me. I have said this before. I love doing this. I love showing up every day, looking at the astro every day, because there's such a divine choreography at play. There is steps that I don't want to miss. I want to see every single step on the way because it's magic. And as I looked at the astro, that was the feeling. There's a quote, and I should have looked it up, but it's like, if you could see like the magic behind the scenes, like how the divine, how the universe is working for you, as my light turns off, thank you, you throw your head back and laugh. So thank you, light, for that. That's what is coming up in this astro, is a reminder beyond what you see. There is so much at play working for you. I actually have, like, in my head an image of, like, but on an angelic realm, but like a busy newsroom, or like, you know, NASA with a rocket like taking off, that kind of image, or West Wing, like the White House and something is going on. Like, it's that kind of energy. There's so much buzzing. There's so many beings that are working on your behalf to bring goodness. And you're like, I don't necessarily see that. Yeah, we got some lessons in here as well. And yet, encapsulated in every single lesson, in every single challenge, is so much goodness. But our problem is we usually are so hyper-focused on the challenge, we don't see, we don't tap into, we don't see the consciousness of the goodness. And this is what I'm feeling, this kite energy that we have going on. So if you saw yesterday's scope, the scope for Sunday that I wrote up, I talked about a kite. So a kite is like a grand trine. So we have a grand trine in Earth right now, and then it has an opposition going on. So this opposition is what's building. We're not going to reach the exact opposition until Tuesday with the Sun and Neptune, but we're going to feel this building today. I love Neptune and Pisces, and I love the Sun in Virgo opposite Neptune and Pisces, because this is a reminder of heaven on earth, that we are stewards of heaven on earth, that we can bring heaven on earth through our choices. It's not always easy, especially when things don't feel good, especially when things aren't going as we like them to go, for sure. And that Virgo energy can get hyper-focused on reality, on what is happening. And yet, Neptune and Pisces is like, I promise you that there's a divine plan. I promise you this is unfolding in beautiful ways. I promise you there are angels, legions of angels at your service, supporting you in every step, in every way there. And so I love this. Now, we've got my planetary agents of change, Pluto and Uranus, feeding in. And Pluto and Uranus is like, yeah, we're throwing those obstacles at you, because part of this life cycle is clearing out that junk. I've told you all that vision that I've had where I saw, like, from the source of all, everything unfolding at once, and simultaneously moving back towards it. And so in this, we're in that process of unfolding the world, but also bringing it back to that 0 point, which I think is a point of great love. We're in the process of, I love these images coming to my head. The image I just got is the Disney animated version of Beauty and the Beast with all of the beings in the castle getting ready for dinner or whatever. And that kind of process, we're all in that stage. We're in preparation. Now, the work is not getting stuck on those challenging moments. The work is to move beyond the triggers. There's Uranus. The work is to be in that revolution. That work is to be in that evolution. That work is to be in the shift. The Pluto energy. Can you empower yourself where you are at? Can you notice when you are not in that empowered state? That's going to be so important. I just got a notification on here, which is cracking me up. I get my texts on here, and I sent my sister a picture of one of my squashes, and I was like, is this a gourd or is it a squash? And she said, Google your squash. So it's just such a weird line. That's the magic. Like, that right there, it's so silly. That's the magic. We can shift ourselves like that with a silly message like Google your squash. I don't know why that's so hilarious to me, but it is. Can you empower yourself? Can you empower yourself beyond the fears, which are pumped out there regularly? I say this often. I want to keep saying this often because I think it's so important for all of us to remember. Yes, there are nefarious creatures out there. Yes, there are nefarious agendas out there. And yet God, universe, these beautiful light beings can take the nefarious and use it for good. And that's the empowered state that we all can stand in. And that's what we're being reminded in this amazing kite energy. And I have to say that yesterday when I was writing about the kite in the scope, the written scope, I had an image of, was it Benjamin Franklin discovering electricity with a key on the kite? My history is not the greatest, but that's the image that I saw, was the kite in the sky with the key and that lightning bolt. But that lightning bolt is like realizations. There are realizations for us in this kite energy. Now, part of these realizations, I haven't even gotten to today's astro, but this is such amazing astro. Part of these realizations comes from these little droplets of discord that are coming up within us that we're like noticing, oh, that's been there for a long time. That's been stuck in my energy field. This Eris North Node energy, while it doesn't necessarily feel super pleasant, is such a blessing to recognize those little pieces of discord that we have been carrying around on a backpack for maybe a really long time, being like, this is just how it is. This is just how I am. And this is a reminder, no, how you are is love. How you are is joy. How you are is soul. All this other stuff is part of the shedding process. So that's a blessing in this life to be able to recognize that and shift that. Now, interestingly enough, as we have this kite building, actually as we reach the peak of this kite, in actuality, looking at that too. I'm looking at the Mars Jupiter connection. Moving past that, but as we're building into this kite and moving through it, we have the moon in Scorpio, and the moon in Scorpio is going to show you both sides. It's going to show you, yeah, you can get stuck here in the other side. You can get stuck here in the dank. You can get stuck here in the basement, in the challenge, in the fears. And we do get ourselves stuck there, for sure. Or you can shift. And a lot of this is aspect of the mind. And so here we have these two cards, consciousness and mind. Your mind is powerful. I have been working so strongly with my mind. I've been saying this. I have my Mercury in Scorpio, and my mind can very easily go to either of those states. But it's my job, especially when it goes to the dank basements, to recognize what is my lesson here, and then go up those stairs back towards the light. That is work. It is work for me. But it's important in my process of consciousness. And it's not avoiding the dank basement. The avoidance won't work. Like, eventually something overflows and you got to go there. But it's also recognizing I don't have to live there. I don't want to live in the dang basement. So, Moon in Scorpio is serving this. If stuff is coming up, it doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means that needs addressing. Bring it to the light. All right? Bring it to God. Bring it to the universe. That's part of this kite. It's like, rise up. Be uplifted on these winds. Yeah, there might be some clearing going on with these winds. There might be some blowiness happening in and through this. So the moon is connecting to Saturn and Mercury today. Wait, is that Mercury? Hold on. Yeah, Saturn and Mercury. Oh yeah. Moon in Scorpio connecting to Saturn. Saturn in Pisces. Early in the morning, you may get to face some of this in your dreams. I love it when that happens. You also need to listen to your intuition as it's helping you be guided with this energy. That is such an important part of our human selves. That's such an important part of bringing heaven on earth, is recognizing the divine within ourselves and being able to listen to that divine counsel within ourselves. Yes, it's a process because our mind is very interruptive and such a sponge and picks up so many things. But listen, your intuition is talking beyond the fears, beyond all that energy. Speaking of that, you're, listening to that, the moon connecting into Scorpio. So moon connecting into Scorpio. The moon is in Scorpio, meaning moon connecting into Mercury in Virgo. I love that combo. It's funny because in our patron group the other day, we were talking about how Virgo and Scorpio has a lot of similarity, and there is that ability to see beyond, to see below, to get beneath the stuck places. So this is a beautiful energy that can help us if we are like stuck in the dankness. It's like, well, why am I stuck here? There's something I'm not seeing if I'm stuck here, or there's something that I'm perpetuating if I'm stuck here. Listen, because this energy is here to help get you out of the basement, get you out of that isolated place, which, by the way, this is a mind card. So that's beautiful. That's lovely. I didn't mention this week ahead, but we're finishing up Virgo and moving into Libra, this time of equinox. And there's somebody who I follow who talks about the healing energy of light, and that's something that I've really found on my healing journey, is how much that morning light helps me and aligns me. So when you see me posting pictures on Instagram of early mornings, I'm not an early morning person, but I do it for the light, and it really shifts me. It is powerful. So if there's a day where you want to connect to the light this week, or all the days, I highly suggest that, because that can also maybe help you with these dank basement energies that are wanting to be shifted. I did mention that Mars, Jupiter in conjunct, not seeing eye to eye. We have Mars in Libra, Jupiter in Taurus, and there may be some discord with how you are wanting to move towards pleasure, how you're wanting to move towards the good. Come to me, Luce, as my little Luce Taurus shows up. Come on. You hear her? She just squeaked. Come say hi. She never says hi. She doesn't want to say hi, but I know. But they need you. We don't have a Mahalo here present, and so they need a little cat love. So here's a little Luce. She's not so little. She's like, I'm out of here. How dare you? She kind of liked it too. She'll be making her debut more. I feel it. She keeps coming closer and closer while I'm in recording mode. Let's look at these last two cards, because these I feel like are like kind of that Mars, Jupiter. Jupiter's in retrograde. Mars is direct in Libra. Mars direct in Libra is like, let's go. Let's do this thing. Let's get there. Let's bring on the pleasure. And Jupiter retrograde in Taurus is like, oh, we're getting there, but we are taking the scenic route. And here we have these two cards. We have the slowing down and the intensity. And whether you are on the intensity, get there route and want to be there now, or you're the slow down, you're going to have to recognize that there's going to be moments of both. Fast, slow, fast, fast, slow. I don't know where that's from, but that's in my head. Trust Trust the inertia. Trust the unfolding. Trust the inertia. Trust the unfolding. It's happening as it's meant to. Keep looking towards the light. Keep looking to see where you can bring in the good things. Slow, fast, whatever. To help support yourself in this work of bringing heaven to earth. Because as I think about that unfolding vision that I saw, it also looks to me of the unfolding of the golden, of the good, of the God here on earth. More and more, the Most High, Source Energy, Spirit. Us remembering that within ourselves and more lighting up along the way. So, a little bit of a long scope, but wow, this is really interesting energy. You can book a reading with me. I have eclipse readings available. Our first eclipse for the second eclipse season is in a month. It'll be in Libra. The second one will be in Taurus. Email me for that or any other reading. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And remember who you are. Namaste.